Good evening, everyone. It's great to have you on board. It's another time with Tuto Ayo, and Tuto. And in today's class, we will be taking the course PED232. It's happening to be our very first class, Telegram class precisely on this course. And with me today, I have Mrs. Cynthia. Good evening, ma. Please, I believe you have your notes there with you. And basically, what we do here in the Telegram class is to expand on what you have been able to get during the YouTube classes, which we have during the weekdays. Please, you have the floor. Starting from the very first class, can we walk through together what you have in your notes?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. You're welcome.
Yes, the studies for today is that the PED 232, and where I actually joined was when I actually joined was when we treated the artistic.
Awesome.
The artistic, and right there
Yes.
we said it is the branch of philosophy that makes clear the line on principles.
The laws, you mean?
Okay, the laws of principle.
The laws and principles.
Okay, the laws and principles. Okay.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
there we also explain the matter that are pertaining to this volume.
Okay.
And there I also have where we talk about the artistic that are expression of appreciation and admiration.
Wonderful. So
I also have.
Sorry to cut you short, ma. I'd like to know, based on what you said, you've been able to gather something about what it means by artistic. So if I may ask, according to your input, what do you understand by the said term artistic?
Okay, it's just a way of appreciating artwork.
Wonderful.
Okay, I should hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, and it's also maybe to understand that different people with different vision, the way I say art or the way I can actually relate or understand art may differ from the way the other person may understand it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So based on what you said, ma, the interpretation of on heart, all right, or heartwork being okay, being beautiful, being bad or good is based on individual's perception. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Awesome. So now, like what you said earlier, when we talk about artistic, we are talking about the formal study of heart, all right? The formal study of the work of art with relation to the idea of beauty. Now, when we say beauty, speaking of artistic, we are not referring to beauty in its sense, all right? We are not referring to beauty literally. What we are referring to is the ability to be creative, all right? We are referring to the ability to be creative. Now, the creativity is what brings out the art. Are you getting what I'm saying, ma'am? Then the creativity bringing out the art will now determine what others think of the art. Now, when others say, this is nice, this is beautiful, what they are saying in essence that they are appreciating the creative effort, all right, behind that work of art. I don't know if you are getting it, ma'am.
Yes, I do understand.
Awesome. Please continue. What else do you have there, ma'am?
Okay, then right there, we also talked about the artistic is the science study of the mind played in identification of the beauty of the art.
Exactly.
And right, we have Oluwashino 2024, which says that no art without the aesthetic. Then
okay, that is sorry, ma. That is actually
yeah,
the year 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yes,
All
year
right.
2004.
Good.
Yes,
So according to Oluwasina, he said
yeah,
that there is no art without aesthetic value.
yes.
So can you expand more on what this statement means, man?
The way I actually understood it is this, that
Okay.
for an artwork, for an artwork,
Yes, ma'am.
let me try.
Please go ahead, ma'am. We are all learning.
Okay, for an artwork, that there's you cannot actually appreciate an artwork without okay, we cannot actually appreciate beauty without, since I don't really understand it that much.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now, one thing you need to understand here is we already know what aesthetics or what aesthetic
Yes,
is.
miss.
Okay. So now, so what are the values? Now that we understand what it means by aesthetic, okay. So what is the value or what are the values of aesthetic? So now
Okay,
when we now talk about this value, we are simply talking about the capacity, all right,
okay,
the capacity to comprehend the creative work behind every artwork. I don't know if you
okay.
get, man. Okay, let me break it down a little bit.
Please, yes.
Now, when we talk about aesthetic value, okay, let's even put it this way. Let's use a simpler stuff. Now, when we talk about appreciating the value, when we talk about the value of a vehicle, the value of a car, with a car,
Mm,
it is mobility. That's one of the value.
yes.
It is mobility, and some other person
Mm-hmm.
have it for pleasure. Some other persons have it for commercial, while some other persons have
Mm-hmm.
it for private. Whatever reason you have your vehicle for, in as much as it is helping to solve a particular problem, it has its own value. And that's why a lot of persons would bring out a lot of money from their pocket to purchase one. All right. So now, when we
Okay,
now talk
yes.
about the value of the artwork, all right, we are simply referring to the
Mm,
fact that when we talk about artwork, the values here, the values attached to this artwork is only there because of what we refer to as aesthetic. Now, when we say aesthetic, we are simply referring to that study, the study that formally examine the process of putting creative together to ensure or to bring out an artwork. So the values attached to these aesthetics are, as human, it gives us the privilege to witness. It gives us the privilege to see a to see a creative work of an
mm,
artist and make sense out of it.
okay.
Generally, when we talk about artwork, just like what we have said, it depends on your perception about it. For example,
Yes,
as an individual, I so much love artwork, and when I see it, I can interpret it to a lot of things. I can see a picture,
yes.
and seeing the picture or seeing the artwork of the picture, not probably a sculpture of uh, political um, a political probably like a warrior in the history of Yoruba nation or in the history of Yorubas, probably a sculpture of probably like Bashorun or the king of Oyo back then.
Okay,
Seeing I have not been born then during this empire, I have not been born then, but the fact that somebody in this generation can sit down and craft something that looks like,
Yes.
or assume something that looks like what it was back then, so that people in this generation can understand that there was once an individual or a system that act as our ancestors, that points to
Mm.
our genesis. All right. It gives
Mm.
me this opportunity to appreciate this effort and understand that history is real.
Yes.
That's one of the value of artistic. And don't forget,
Mm.
artistic is beyond just pictures, flat pictures on the surface. Don't forget that we
Yeah.
have under sculpture is under artistic. Pictures, 3D pictures, images, a lot of things, all right, that push out the
Mm-hmm.
creativity in individuals, especially artists.
Okay.
I don't know if you get it, man. So now
I
there's a
do. I
lot,
do.
awesome. There's a
I
lot
do.
attached to what we are discussing. So now let's now go back to what Oluwa Shina said in 2004. So as he put it, he said that there is no art without artistic value. So if you don't appreciate, if artistic work doesn't give you that means or medium of appreciating the creative work of art, then you have no respect or regard for artistic as a whole. So now look at what he said in 1973 to buttress his point. Somebody said something in 1973 to buttress what in line with
Mm-hmm.
what Oluwashina said. He says that
Yeah.
that's counts. He
Counts.
says that
Yes.
what do you have there, man? What did he say?
It's
What do
said.
you have
It's
there?
said. It's said. Counts 1973.
Yes.
Tastes differ, but no bound to art, or no,
No, no, no,
no bold
no, no. That's
art.
not what we have. That's not what I have here, man.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Count in 1973. He opines that taste differs, but no artwork is bad.
Okay.
You see why I
Taste
used to emphasize.
differs,
Yes,
but
you see
no
why I
bound
used
to
to
artwork.
emphasize. Yes, now I believe you
Okay.
see why I used to emphasize on the Telegram class and on the keynotes,
Yes.
because
Yes.
sometimes maybe it's poor network or maybe your video quality is bad. You might not see what I was writing on the board, and maybe you don't hear what I was saying. You might miss something. But when we come to Telegram class, we break things down. And when I also give you the keynotes during revision time, you receive more revelation. All right. So now,
Mm.
in line
Yeah.
with what Oluwashina said, look at what Khan said. He said that no artwork is bad. And have you ever been in a situation whereby you see an artwork and you'll be like, this is a piece of shit, and another person will see it,
Yes.
and another person will see it, and the person will so much love it, and the person will so much want to put a lot of money on it.
Yes.
Have
Mm.
you ever
That's
been in
true.
that situation before?
Yes, I have.
Yes. So
I have.
what determines if there are values attached to artistic work is actually the individual perception or individual taste. Because before somebody can put something together, you can imagine it's not as if you are copying something, or it's not as if you have a picture in your hand and you're trying to copy that picture. A lot of artistic work that pays a lot, that makes a lot of sense, are just pigments, imagination, ideas,
Mm.
abstract concepts, and that individual
Mm.
was able to put that concept or imagination and place it on an object or makes it a sculpture or something we can relate with.
Mm.
So there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of value attached to it. So we have that as that. So what else do you have there, man?
Okay. Yes, that art communicates through our eyes than we read
Awesome,
meaning to it.
awesome, awesome.
Yes. Then
Yes,
there are communication going on while we view artwork.
yes. Can you explain what that means before we call it wrap for today? When we say communication
Okay.
goes on with art through our eyes, what exactly does that mean, man?
Yes, that communication goes through our eyes than we read meaning to. It's just like you expressing your mind to what some artists usually express what they feel, their thoughts towards whatever is happening. They draw it out, paint it. So it is not left for us as an individual to come. The way we interpret it differs.
Yes, interpretation. Now,
The way
let's paint something in our mind now. Let's assuming you are going to work on a Monday morning, you are driving, and on your way to work, probably there was traffic, so you got stuck at a point. So while being stuck in traffic, a guy just passes by with a picture, all right, with a frame, and in the frame there is a picture of the bustling Lagos street. Are you in Lagos, man?
Yes, I'm in Lagos.
Okay, so now let's now assume that this event happened in US. Let's assume that you are in US and you are on your way to work, and probably there was traffic, probably because of traffic lights, you were held up in a spot. So while on the street of London, then a guy just passes by with that picture, and Lagos happens to be where you were born and bred. All right, where you were born and brought up. So seeing that image or seeing that frame, a lot of things, a lot of thoughts will come in mind. You'll be like, you don't necessarily have to say it out, but seeing that frame and seeing the bustling street of Lagos, where you once lived, probably 10, 20 years back, what comes in mind when you see that frame?
The moment I see the frame, it reminds me of home. That wow.
Exactly. It reminds you of home sweet home. What is going on there? Communication. You are communicating with that frame. You are not necessarily saying it out. But the fact that you saw the frame and it caught your attention, and it's immediately, there's nothing as fast as the mind. You know that you can be here in Nigeria and your mind is already in Portugal in seconds. It has traveled. So immediately you saw the frame, immediately it acted as a catalyst and catapulted your thought straight back home. You might even pick your phone and say, I think let me even call my friend or my secondary schoolmate to even check or to ask about home. So basically, we communicate with art through our eyes. So it's quite unfortunate that the class is this short. We just have to call it a wrap, and hopefully our next class would have enough time and we can start as early as possible. So we'll call it a wrap here for today. And hopefully this week we are entering into, I'm positive that we are going to finish with this course and start another course, hopefully, because we have to keep up our pace so that we can cover all your courses. Thank you very much, man.
All right.
And,
thank you very much, Mr. Ayo. I really appreciate it. And I prefer this class than the YouTube own. At least this week, so I will tell you my mind, you know me.
Yeah,
this I can express my mind. I can hear you, compared to YouTube.
I know some of your classes, my microphone used to give me issues sometimes. But the thing is that if you do not attend YouTube classes, I will need to first introduce you to the course, and doing that on Telegram, it will take us forever.
Okay.
All the classes we have covered on YouTube, within that short period of time, we cannot achieve it on Telegram.
Yes, I understand.
If we cover a class in 1 week on YouTube, it will take us 3 weeks on Telegram. So that's why I used to do the YouTube classes first. So by the time we are done with YouTube classes, you have already gotten the idea of the course.
Yes.
So on Telegram, we just need to establish more on what you have gotten in the YouTube classes, and your learning process will be fast.
Okay.
So that's why it's like that. So please,
now I understand.
Get to understand better.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank
man.
You
Have
so
a wonderful
much.
night, man.
You too. Thank you. God bless
Bye,
you.
man. Amen.
Bye. Amen.